One of the biggest levers, in fact, the single biggest predictor of your health outcomes in life are the number of close connections that you have. It's more than quitting smoking. It's more than going to the gym. It's more than stopping drinking. 50% of men say that they are not looking for a relationship.
When they say aren't looking for a relationship, do they mean I'm not looking for a woman or I'm not looking for commitment?
Not actively pursuing any kind of interaction with women.
Oh, where did we go wrong and how do we go right?
Okay, so 50.1% of women for the first time in history are mothers. There are more childless women at 30 than there are women with children, right? So for almost all of human history, more women had kids under the age of 30 than over. And now it's switched. There's a study from Morgan Stanley that says by 2040, 45% of 25 to 45-year-old women will be single and childless.
Jeez.
If online dating was creating this perfect facilitation for relationships to start, how are we ending up with all of these outcomes?
So I'll tell you the problem with online dating. You can even look at Instagram, right? My homeboy told me Instagram is the biggest dating app in the world. Everything on Instagram is blown out of proportion. Everybody on there is showing something positive, how well they're doing. Me going on this lavish vacation, me spending and making all this money, or people showing their body a certain way. There's nothing that's to be desired anymore. Everything is a facade. Everything is mirage, like you're in the desert. Nothing's real. Then you get around these people and they don't have any money. It's not nothing of what they're portraying it to be. You meet these people and what they're showing on the outside is just a reflection or a distraction from all the pain and the suffering and what they're dealing on the inside. That's how people are using social media and using these dating apps. Nobody's looking for love. Everybody's looking for a sneaky link, the next fling, the next thing. So what he's saying is absolutely true, 100% true.
It's a question.
What's wrong with the outcomes?
What do you mean? Why should people care about being single?
All the stats you've just said, I could look at them and say they're just sort of objectively neutral. Like there's no adverse consequence to society or the world. It's fine that people aren't having kids. It's fine that people aren't having sex. I'm playing devil's advocate here, but like what is the negative consequence of all of those outcomes that you've described in your view?
There are people for whom a life without a partner is the right choice. That's absolutely something that I'm prepared to accept, but it's not most people.
It's not most people at all. No one wants to be alone. So even these people that go on there and be like, oh, I'm happy being alone. I'm independent. I can do everything on my own. No one wants to be alone. As human beings, we weren't even wired to be by ourselves. I forgot what it was, but there was a study that I was looking at of how the depression rate or the interaction with a human being, how that changed their self-esteem, their mental health, how it drastically drops down when they are by themselves. No one wants to be by themselves. Not on any holiday, not on your birthday, not on your payday. We're not built or wired to be like that. We are wired to be with a significant other, build a family, and build a legacy. Somehow in the last 5 to 10 years, all that changed. No one wants to play their specific role. And what I mean by specific role is, I mean, working together as a team with a partner. Now it's, I'm bragging about how much I can sustain and do by myself because I don't need anybody. Knowing deep down inside, you want to be with somebody, you just can't find anybody because you have your own personal baggage and own issues that you're dealing with. And you don't want to deal with those issues. You rather just stunt and show that you can make it by yourself, knowing you want to be with somebody.
One of the biggest levers, in fact, the single biggest predictor of your health outcomes in life are the number of close connections that you have. It's the number of friends. It's more than quitting smoking. It's more than going to the gym. It's more than stopping drinking. It's the number of close friends that you've got. And a relationship is a big close friend.
Absolutely.
Robin Dunbar says that in order to get into a relationship, you have to sacrifice 2 friendships because you can have around about 5 very close friends. If you want to get into a relationship, you need to get rid of 2 of them because there is a minimum time investment. So people that are in
Now, that was a good point, but I don't agree with that because I feel like if you have true genuine, real friends, they will understand you getting in a relationship, specifically if it's something serious, right? And a real true friend is going to be rooting for you. Now, if it's a fake friend, then yes, you do need to get rid of them because they're going to be jealous and upset that your partner is taking up some of your time. But if it's you and your friends and no spouse, and then all of a sudden the spouse comes into a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and you're communicating that with your friends, they deep down should be happy for you, not saying, oh, they're taking up too much of your time, they're doing this or that. Now, I can see if that spouse was doing you wrong, then they're hating on you. But besides that, you shouldn't have to get rid of any friends. They should be real from the beginning.
Relationships have better health outcomes. They have onset of dementia later. They have Alzheimer's problems later on in life. They are less lonely. That seems pretty uncontroversial. And yet, both sides of the aisle, both men and women, are retreating from relationships and finding ways that they can justify this. Boss culture and sort of the lean-in women's mentality, or men going their own way.
So that boss babe culture, I'm trying to figure out when that even really came into play. I think the last couple of years. Then it's gotten to the point where the man has to be 6 feet. He's got to have a six-pack, and he's got to make over 6 figures. Do you know, if you look at the stat, it's less than 5% of men that are over 6 feet that have a six-pack and make over 6 figures. Then you got to think about the amount of men out of that 5% that are either married or live an alternative lifestyle. So you're dropping down that stat even lower. So the boss babe culture and the standards that men and women have put on each other as far as the dating pool, the dating game, that's why it's so messed up. And now everything is like, let's just test it out and quit it. Just like jobs. People are going into these jobs and they're quitting so quickly. They're not even thankful to have the job, especially when the money is so tight right now. But that boss babe culture is something that a lot of people are using and doing and believing in, and it's destroying their future to ever have a mate. Even somebody that truly cares about them, because they're just going to be jumping to the next.
Culture and the black pill for guys are both ways that each sex is trying to deal with the challenges that are coming out of the mating market. Both sexes are saying, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I'm finding it so painful and difficult to be in this world that I'm just going to cast off any of it altogether, and then retroactively come up with a lot of explanations that can justify why they didn't need to be in a relationship in any case. And for some people, that's true, but for most people, that's not.
Dating apps are clearly not, and as you say in your own words, previously, aren't the only causal factor. So my question to you is, where did we go wrong? And how do we go right?
Okay, so I think challenges in the mating market are coming from many directions. One of the main ones that will be pertinent to the people that are listening is the increase in female achievement in education and employment. Now, about 50 years ago, when Title IX came in, there was a 13 percentage point swing in favor of men to women in universities. There were significantly more men than women.
What's Title IX?
It was an affirmative action policy that helped to get more women into higher education. 50 years later, 2023, it's a 15 percentage point swing between men and women in university in the other direction. There are 2 women for every 1 man at a 4-year US college degree, around about by 2030. Women on average between the ages of 21 and 29 earn £1,111 more than their male counterparts. Women are roughly twice as likely as men to say that they will value financial prospects in a partner. Around about 78% of women say that a stable job is something that is important for a partner to have. Whereas around about only sort of 45% of men say the same thing. For a man to...
Now, that is because women now, not all of them, but some of them, they're looking for a mate or somebody to be able to financially hold their own and already be established and be in that 1%. See, within the last 5 years, to me, it seems like a lot of these women were more likely to be with a man that had dreams, aspirations, and goals and knew where he was going. He wasn't specifically there, but he knew where he was going. And they were willing to be with him and be there with him and support him as he was on his journey to success. Now it's like, if you don't got your stuff together, don't even look my way. Don't even talk to me. I done seen so many instances where a man approaches a woman and she just looks at him like, don't even say anything to me. You don't look like you got it together. But men, on the other hand, men were used to being so much of the providers that they're willing to take in a woman that has nothing, because for them, the catch of finding the right mate and the right partner was more valuable than someone that had to have everything together. Now, it's reversed both ways. Even men, if the woman ain't super thick, definitely can't be promiscuous. She's got to look a certain way, got to act a certain way. She's got to do certain things. We've all got this dating and relationships mixed up. If you look at our parents were willing to stick it out and work through it, regardless of the situation. It could have been infidelity, lying, financial problems. They would stick together and work it out. Now it's none of that. The first sign of any issues is, you can hit the road. And it's a shame that even men now, because of women are picking up their income and picking up their education, that the men are being turned off by that. And number one, men, you shouldn't be intimidated or turned off by a woman making more money than you. That's a sign of insecurity with you, because if you're in a real relationship and you're working with your partner, you both should be leveling up. Your income should go up, her income should go up. Your income should go up, her income should go up. And it should be a continuous growth from each person. Not one person gets higher than the other and then you're upset because they're making more money than you or doing better than you. Nowadays, a lot of people are just jealous of their partner. They are silently jealous of their partner because their partner is doing more than them, making more money than them, and being more successful than them. That's got to stop.
His rating on a 10-point scale by 2 points, he requires around about a 10-fold increase in his salary. For a woman to achieve the same 2-point improvement on a 10-point scale, her salary would need to increase by 10,000 times.
Wow.
My point being that women are concerned about a partner's socioeconomic status significantly more than men are.
Correct.
Now, you can start to see that if you have a world in which women are attending university at high rates, they are achieving more success in employment, at least in that sort of 21 to 29 range, which is when most people are perhaps looking for potential partners. And yet, the socioeconomic status of a partner to a woman is a big determinant of their level of attraction. You can start to see how this imbalance could cause a problem. Similarly, when we talk about education, a man with a master's degree on Tinder gets 90% more right swipes than a man with a bachelor's degree.
Of course.
So for all of the guys that are considering going and getting a master's degree, even if you think it's going to be useless, at least accept the fact that you get 90% more right swipes for the rest of your life.
Of course, for what I just said, people love status. They love status and money. That's it. That's why there's so many divorces now, because people are looking for love and looking for all these things for all the wrong reasons. If you continue to look at somebody for what they have and their educational background, you're going to continue to fail because you're looking at the things that don't matter at all. But yeah, I just wanted to play this clip. Let me know what you think about what Chris Williamson and the Diary of a CEO had to say. Check out the full video. It's a pretty good interview too as well. But we got to do better in this dating pool and these relationships. We've got to do better.